Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to more Ark Survival Evolved. Now in this video I'm going to try and address a question that I always get on Facebook and Twitter and on YouTube, is how do I make a better base? How do I get a better design so my base is still there by the time I come back in the morning? I always get raided and there's no loot and I've got to start again from scratch. In this video I'll try and explain and give you a few tips how you can make a better base that will stand the night, as it were. So you'll see in this one I have an outer wall. You'll have a spike defense, then you'll have your main base. On the very top, everybody knows that you put spikes on top so nobody can land. If you one-click the spike and then you can spin it around and click it again with your left-click mouse, and you can place them however you want to. You can sort of spin them around a little bit so you can save a bit of space by doing that. And later on down the line, I'll show you what the base should look like. This is just a mock-up for you to understand what I'm doing and how some certain things work when it comes down to building a base. Inside there's not really much here. There's just a little peephole where you go to sleep. You'll have a central foundation removed. Once you remove the foundation, there's going to be a gap there, and you just go in there, you go prone, you shut the door on yourself, and that's it. You go to sleep, and you shouldn't glitch through the walls anymore. You shouldn't fall out of your base, die or anything like that. So that should maybe help you a little bit. As for inside, there's not really much here because I haven't done too much. That'll be further down the line in the video. For now, we'll just go and start leveling it all out. We'll start destroying it. You can see with a couple of grenades, I'm in. Now, once you're in, I'm not really going to have nothing at the bottom floor because that's going to be the easiest part where they're going to break in. They're going to have explosives, they're going to have grenades, whatever they have. It's the easiest place where you can bust in. So let's just keep going, keep destroying, and you'll see something magical happen with those pillars I mentioned earlier on. The pillars basically act like a foundation that's not on the ground. As long as you build them from the ground all the way up to the very top of your base, they will do the job for you and they will save you a lot of time and a lot of loot. Now, even if somebody does come in, as I mentioned, with grenades and C4 and breaks all your bottom level out to try and get to your loot, they will use a lot of grenades. They will use a lot of C4 for them to get into your base. Rock is easy enough to gather. There's plenty of rock around the beaches and mountains and everywhere. You can find tons and tons of rock. And if there's a few of you in your tribe, it shouldn't really be an issue for you to get plenty of rock for you to build this base. That's why I built it out of rock or stone. So as you can see, everything has been leveled, all my floors are gone, all my foundations, yet my base still stands. Now, even though they did a hell of a lot of damage to my base, it's still up, it's still there, and my loot is still going to be on the very top of the morning when I come back. Now, I'll just go ahead and destroy a few things just to get inside and show you a little bit more. But the most important thing that I wanted to save is my loot, which is inside, and it's still going to be safe. And then all I need to do in the morning when I come back, or when you log back, then just make a couple of floors, make a couple of foundations, and your base will be back to normal again within 10-20 minutes or whatever, depending how many people are in your tribe, how long it takes you to gather that material. But I would suspect if there's more of you in the clan, you'd have lots of loot upstairs and pre-made walls, so you can just throw them in whenever you're ready. So that's the basic idea of how the pillars work. As long as you have 4 pillars in 4 different corners and you don't have your base too wide, then you need to have 3 pillars. So that you have 3 and 3, that's 6. But as is, this one was only, I think, 3 or 4 foundations long. You only need 4 in each. You only need 1 in each corner, which makes it 4. So this is the other, sort of the improved base, as it were, a little bit. Now, if they got through your first set of defenses and they got a T-Rex to sort of glitch in there because you haven't finished it yet, they can try and get closer to your wall by just walking on the T-Rex and putting C4 on your wall. Now, this way, the more space you give it, the better, because you won't be able to get anywhere near your walls. And if he does fall, he's going to fall onto the spikes and he's going to die. And he won't be able to get back onto his dino from inside your base, because technically that's a glitch. And it shouldn't really happen. Dinos shouldn't really stick their head through walls and that, but I suppose that's going to be implemented at some point later on. Now inside, you'll see the gap. You can make that gap even bigger if you want to. I mean, yeah, you can come with a Bronto if you really want to, but if I'm going to take a Bronto to a fight, I'm going to be seen a mile away and it's going to take forever for me to get there. Inside, you're just going to have a few things where you do most of your stuff. Again, you're going to have your little peephole there, your sleep hole, if you want to call it that, where you sleep. so you're not going to glitch anywhere through the floors. And the boxes, you're only going to have 1 or 2 boxes, which is your dump boxes. Most of the people in your tribe that collect stuff will come in, just dump it here, and whoever's at the base, it can just keep on crafting and building, and that's the way it goes. Your good stuff is going to be on the very top, and that's what you want to protect. Or you can make an extra level and have it sort of middle where your loot goes. That's completely up to you. Now remember, if there's none of you playing, you'll need the windows to actually shoot from them. If none of you are playing and you're logging out for the night, remember to take down the ladders. You don't want to leave those there for them to just climb up and help themselves to your loot, even though you'll have trapdoors and all that sort of stuff in there. So that's it for me for today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Hopefully you find it a bit helpful. I'll see you guys in the next one.